talk a little bit about this Wendy Williams movie. I know you didn't really get to see it, but you know the stuff what I'm about to talk about. I just want to talk about two things real quick.
I was going to have, it's on Lifetime, correct?
Yes, Lifetime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they've been replaying it a lot. I recorded it. But basically, there's only two parts that we want to talk about. Not really, one is not from the movie. And that was the fact that she said in the interview that she slept with Method Man years ago and had a one-night stand with him. A lot of people are very upset with that, and a lot of people are wanting to know more details, what happened. But remember, we had to play the Wu-Tang.
Cash rules everything. Hey, man. My man was on the hook, yo. My man was on the hook.
But supposedly, they were at a party, and I think some fights broke out. So they snuck off, and she was like, yeah, you want to come back to my place? And wherever they went, whether it was his place or her place, it don't matter. But supposedly, according to her, she said, I gave him a bath. And then she said we smoked the blunt, I gave him a bath, and we had a one-night stand. That was her words. Mm-hmm. So Method Man has not said anything. He hasn't denied or agreed or anything. His wife has come out, and his wife kind of went off on her and said she's just being petty and just sad because over the years she keeps on harassing Method Man. Which there was an issue that they had that caused some beef with them back in the day when his wife first got sick and she found out she had cancer or something, and Wendy Williams kind of put it out there before even the family knew. You know what I mean?
And he was. I'd be pissed about that. Yeah, I'd be pissed about that too.
He cursed her out,
that's my fam. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do that privately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was really sad. You know what I mean? Because it's you'd have no. But see, that's the thing. She kind of thrives on that stuff, being able to break about gossip and all of that, and it probably made her feel good to be the first one to talk about it.
That's why the way she looked like a damn gremlin troll.
Right. Yeah. See, in the movie, they had a scene in the movie where she was about to get her ass whipped by Total. Remember the girls from Total?
Damn!
Yeah, because she did something where she talked about them on the radio. Now, in the movie, what she said was, it didn't sound too bad. She was just saying that they were broke, which, kind of makes them look bad. But she was more so blaming it on Diddy. She was like, Puffy, you're not paying your artists, and these girls are good. So, but they're broke. And so they came up to the radio station looking for her ass. Dang. And, but her husband came up and kind of shoot him away. Yeah. But yeah, so she gets herself in a lot of trouble because she's so passionate about gossip. And it's that's why I've never been that big into her. You know what I mean? Especially when she first came out, I was like, wait a minute. So her whole show was just about gossip? You know what I mean? When she got the talk show. But, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Do what you do. But the other thing is, in the movie, she said that she had a relationship with Eric B. of Eric B. and Rakim, which I never knew about. She said she did speak about it on the radio during the time when it happened. She said they dated for somewhere around 5 or 6 months. And she said that, basically she broke it off with him because he was kind of being trifling. Said that when they first met, he would do stuff like borrow her car. And because he didn't have his car, my car is being worked on or something like that, or I ain't got my car right now, let me borrow yours. And then she'd be like, all right, just bring it back at a certain time so I can go to work. And then he would never show up. So she missing work, being late for work because he out in the streets running around with her car. And then she said, in the movie, since that was the issue, instead of leaving him, she just got him a rental. So she paid for a rental just to start it up. And he was supposed to continue making the payments, but he never did. And then supposedly the cops, FBI, come looking for her over this rental car like it's stolen. And they've been calling the radio station and looking for her. And so she called and she's like, what the hell? And so she basically broke up with him because of that. She was like, you ain't even paid on this rental car and you doing all this low life shit. And so supposedly she broke off with him because of that. And that's why they didn't last too long. But I never knew they even had a relationship. Eric B is so quiet about stuff. He never really talked about anything. And I don't know if she's somebody I'd want to talk about anyway. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, nah, I don't even know that dude.
Yeah, I'd been like, that's probably why he took the damn car. Like, yeah, let me get on out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Eric, who car is that? Oh, my cousin Wendell.
Wendell. You know, that nigga Wendell.
Right. But yeah, now Eric B has responded on his social media, on his Instagram. He put up a post with a picture of him, his old car, which was a nice like Mercedes white luxury car, and he was like, the caption said something like, you know, what do I look like needing a rental? You know what I mean? So that was all he said about it. You know what I mean? Like, if I had this, why would I need a rental?
Well, I mean,
but I mean, anything can happen. Any car can break down. You know what I mean? Especially a lot of hood people in the streets, they will tear a car up. You know what I mean? I don't care how rich you are. A lot of hood niggas, once they get a good car like that, they sometimes tear it up just trying to show it off and whipping it all the time and all of that. So, you know, it could have happened. But that's all he said. He didn't say, you know, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. He just said what I look like needing a rental. So,
well, that's the thing, though. I mean, Eric B, he had like a lot of money. For what I understand, especially with the publishing, him, Rakim.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they broke up, because Eric B was getting more money than he was.
Wow, that's crazy.
And, you know, but the thing of it is, Eric B was the producer and all that stuff. But it's like, Rakim was like, well, I'm on really coming to see you that came to see me, you know. But that's the way it was. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it was to Eric B, you know, doing that. It was, you know, the deal that they had.
I remember hearing about them breaking up, but I never knew why. But that's always really bothered me over the years. Some of the most iconic groups have broken up over stupidest shit. You know, EPMD.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Eric B and Rakim, Salt and Pepper. You know what I mean? Because we just had their movie. You know what I mean? And how they left Spinderella out pretty much. But for the most part, anyway.
I mean, but sometimes I feel like, especially with the things that are going on, it's done by design. I mean, like we had, you know, I had a conversation with Brittany. We was talking about like how these younger artists, they're getting hoodwinked and taken advantage of. You know, we did that thing. You know, we were talking about last week how Styles P, you know, with the publishing and stuff, you know, only made like, you know, less than 25 G's. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I believe iconic groups like them get broken up so that when the younger people come in, like, you know what I'm saying, that it's like a divide and conquer thing. Now the record company, the record label will push, you know, like, nah, you don't want to be with these old niggas. Like, come over here. Right. Like, we'll give you a car. We give you this. And then they don't know that they got to pay this back and do this. And they got to make so much money at Rio. And then they signed a 360 deal. So now there's so much, you know, whole pies that they taking. That's you know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, it is really sad. And I know I kind of went off on a tangent.
No,
we talk about Eric B.
I mean, that makes sense,
we talk about Wendy Williams.
Yeah, but you're right, though, you know. But, you know, we were talking about a lot of rap groups breaking up. I mean, you know, you had Nice and Smooth. They broke up. I mean, Guru and Premier had issues. And this is like, damn, you know, some of my favorite groups breaking up over petty shit.
I was really sad when that happened.
Yeah, with Guru.
Yeah, I was really sad. And then, you know, Solar kind of taking, you know, that was real.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That really saddens me. You know, I'm glad that some of them, like maybe like EPMD, were able to get back together and work things out. But, you know, when you see stuff like Salt and Pepper and they can't reconcile little differences with Spinderella, it's like, come on, man. Really?
Yeah, especially now, man. Like, damn, man. Like, shit, with this pandemic and shit, hell, I mean, I ain't trying to be like no, you know, fearmonger and shit, but hell, you literally could die today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and then you'd be like stuck, you know, because you'd be like, man, maybe we did this. So.
Yep. So, but yeah, so the Wendy Williams movie, it was interesting, man. I mean, I did watch it. I mean, I just wanted to talk about those because that was the hip hop portion of it. I mean, of course, she dealt with hip hop a lot because she was on radio. But you know, I mean, the whole movie was just basically about her and the different relationships she had and how they broke up in her last relationship with her husband. I was about to say cousin.
Whoa,
right?
Pause.
How he cheated on her and all that. They kind of brought out that stuff in the movie. And the different people she went with over the years. But yeah, it was interesting. I thought they did a decent job on it though. The girl that they had playing her looked a lot like her. So they did a good job of finding somebody. And she did the mannerisms and all that pretty good. So I give them credit for that.
All right.
So, but yeah, before we wrap things up, let's talk about this T.I. and Tiny situation, man. I think that's a crazy situation, man. They got accused of a lot of different stuff like rape and trafficking and underage stuff. Underage girls. I don't know what to believe, but I have to admit, it sounds like they must have done a little something. It sounds like the Bill Cosby situation.
Yeah.
Where they might have consented to something, but they didn't consent to all of this. You know what I mean? Because that's what basically a lot of the girls are saying. I consented to stuff, like they asked me to come back and have a three-way with them and stuff like that, and I did agree to that. They offered me some coke and other drugs, and I did agree to that, but next thing I know, they gave me some kind of pill that knocked me out. Next thing I woke up, my booty hurting. You know what I mean? It's like crazy shit like that. So that's how a lot of these big stars get away with it, because they're like, oh, well, everything was consensual. Yeah. You signed an agreement, and
I saw him. He did a video to address it. I think as far as what the video looked like, I think he came out and addressed it pretty well.
Yeah.
As far as like, when he came out, it's like, hey, look, I'm not gonna say that. We super sane.
Right.
He said, like, hey, if they are, you should come out and say this.
But it sounded to me when he was saying that, it sounded like he just saying, I know the right words to say. This is kind of how I feel. I'm not, I don't know what really happened, but I kind of felt like he was just like, okay, I need to make sure I say this, say that, to make it sound like I sincerely want to do he still kept denying the allegations. You know what I mean? So he denied, but then it was just like, yeah, but if they are hurt, they should speak out about it. You know what I mean? And if something went wrong, they should talk about it. But if they are, if something went wrong, you know what I mean? It ain't no ifs, ands about it. So, I don't know. That's kind of how I felt. What about you? How'd you take it?
Yeah, like I said, I think he spoke well.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, not to sound like white. He speaks so well, not like that.
But he makes sure to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
he makes sure to articulate stuff. He uses a lot of big words. I can't believe we've been accused of these egregious allegations, and it's like, okay, all right, go ahead, T.I.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, I hope it ain't nothing like that. I mean, that and that's another thing too. He talked about like, hey, look, we do some stuff in the bedroom that, other people, we do things, but, at the same time, it's like we really try to have the whole consent thing. So, I mean, hey, I just want to believe that he's innocent until otherwise.
Right.
Like like damn system's supposed to be.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not the other way around.
Not guilty until you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I'm not. But that was the vibe that I heard. I wasn't trying to say I know he did something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we don't
like. Yeah. That was the energy I got. And for so many people, because after the one chick came out, because basically it was just one chick at first who came out and said something. Basically, she was like, yeah, he held a gun to my head just because me and his wife got into an argument and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just defending myself. And he jumped on me. And then other girls started coming out the woodwork. It's like, wait a minute. He did something like that to me, too.
Dang.
And then somebody else was like, yeah, he raped me, too. And he did this and he did that. And,
dang.
So.
Hashtag me, too.
I mean, and they all are telling very similar stories. And it doesn't seem like any conspiracy. You know what I mean? Because it's not like people who live right up under each other. You know, you got some people from up north, some people from
the
the south, some people out the west.
Yeah.
So it's like they all can be telling the story. You know, it's got to be some little bit of truth to it. So you better fix it, T.I.
Yeah,
so
we don't want you. Mess around and be like R. Kelly, and you got to do a rap concert in prison.
Right.
Yo, me and my boo, dog.
Right.
Hey, man, that's enough. Me and my boo, dog. We're going to be right here, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
We're going to be right here, and we're going to set up everything lovely, you know what I'm saying? Lovely. And we want you to rap, and we want R. Kelly to sing. Y'all do a duet together, and we're going to be all right.
We're going to be all right. But yeah, man, that's crazy, man. One of their friends, Tiny's hairdresser and friend, Shekinah, got kind of tossed in the middle of it because the first girl said something about Shekinah was recruiting some of these girls because a lot of the girls they said were underage. Like one girl that came out said she was 15 and her friend was 16 when T.I. and Tiny offered them like a 3-way and 4-way, but they was like, if you're gonna do this, you got to take these drugs, you got to get on this, so you know you can have a good time. And you know what I mean, that was the whole thing. Supposedly that was the setup. Anytime they got somebody in, they would be like, in order for you to do this, you got to take these drugs if you want to be down with this. Because I guess they, you know, I mean, that kind of covers them in a lot of ways. For one, it gets the person in a different mind state so that they will let you pretty much do whatever.
Yeah.
And then two, if anything legal comes down like it is, you can say, "Oh, this girl was high. You know, she don't know what she's talking about.
She was incoherent.
You know, she don't even know. She might not even met me in my whole life. You know what I mean? So, you know, little stuff like that. But basically, when they accused her friend, Tiny's friend Shekinah, she came out and did a video, which kind of made it worse. Because she was like, for one, she was like, I don't even know Tiny like that. I ain't never recruited nobody for that. I didn't even know they was into that lifestyle. Blah, blah, blah. You know, she was like, me and Tiny are like sisters, and all we talk about is our kids hanging out and parent type stuff. But then in the same speech, she was like, yeah, but you should tell them about how you was recruiting them girls for them. And it's like, okay, but you just said you don't know nothing about this, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now you're trying to blame the other person for recruiting. And it's like, okay, you just made it worse. So, you know, everybody was like, oh, my God. Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, you know, it kind of made her look bad. You know what I mean? So that let me know you knew something about it. You can't say you and Tiny were just friends on a parental level and your kids just played together. Nah, it was more than that. Because you can't accuse somebody else of recruiting and say, I didn't know nothing about it. But you just said you knew she was recruiting.
Dang, man. It sounds like he going to be the Black Epstein.
I'm telling you, man. It's going to be rough, man, for him. So I don't know. I hope this, you know, smooths over, and I hope they make it right. But if he did something, he needs to face up to it. You know what I mean? And his wife. They actually said that Tiny was the aggressor. Mm-hmm. Like she would be wrangling the girls more so for T.I. More so because she wasn't really satisfying him as much. So she would get these other girls to do stuff like give him head and have sex with him and just to keep him satisfied. And then if they got an attitude or anything about that, she would go off on the girls. You know what I mean? So that's why they were saying Tiny was the worst one. And then if the girls talk back to Tiny, that's why T.I. would get mad. Like the girl said, put a gun to her head. You know, like, don't be talking to my wife like that. Even though Tiny was wrong for being aggressive with the girl. Dang. So, you know, they got a case on their hands, man.
But see, that's the thing, though. That was one thing I learned. I had a friend and whatnot. Nothing crazy. Like, I was friends with both these people. They were married. They kind of split up or whatnot because over some bullshit. And actually, I wouldn't, you know, I was there saying, I'm not going to say no names or anything like that. But yeah, when people are married and everything and they split, it's best. And they telling you to come over and help. Nah,
right.
Get the fuck away.
Get away fast.
Because you going to end up getting hurt and then they going to be back together and you hurt.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. So, I mean, but you know, when you're those girls level, you know what I'm saying? 15 and 16 years old, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about this is
T.I.
This is T.I. and Tiny. I'm hanging out with them. I'm chilling. I'm gonna do a little bit of this, whoop whoop, and then whatever.
You just want to be around them because they superstars. I mean, this was like a lot of this stuff happened like in the early 2000s when T.I. was really at the top of his game.
Yeah.
And so he was probably like the biggest one. Him and Luda was like the biggest ones in the South around that time.
Yeah, around that time.
So you know, and they offering you a chance to hang out with them and, you know, get intimate enough to where you can even smoke with them or whatever it is, or even have sex. You know, you like, shit, I'll do that. You know what I mean? So, you know, so they did consent. That's why I think he feels like he's justified because he's like, you know, anything we did, it was consensual.
Dang, them girls probably come back. Well, how was your weekend? How was my weekend? I had sex with T.I.
We did it expeditiously.
And you can only go up from there.
Right. You know, that Monica Lewinsky effect. Now you writing books and shit. So on this day, I sucked this dick twice. You know, because Monica Lewinsky got so much money after that Clinton scandal, boy. Man. She was on every show. She was on Mad TV, Saturday Night Live, all of that shit. You know what I mean? But I think it's because she owned up to it. You know what I mean? She eventually she had to. So, but anyway, man. So yeah, I mean, but I don't know, man. Where do you think this is gonna go for T.I., man?
And like I said, I just hope that again, like I said, man, because you know, if he didn't do it, and even if he can prove that he didn't do it, I hope that either way he learned something from it. I hope that it don't get too bad.
Right.
But at the same time, if he did do it, I can't really feel sorry for him because it's like you was there for the ride, and those rides go, they stop. You know what I'm saying? They don't, rides like that, they don't keep on.
Right.
They stop.
Yeah. And that's when I did a lost in thought about it over the weekend, like you said, and I was asking if people, how do y'all feel about the situation? Like, do you think there's other people in the industry like that? Because I feel like it probably is. It's like
it ain't just him,
right?
It ain't just him, and then you gotta understand too, like they probably people that's his handlers and all that other stuff that's above him. And you know what I'm saying, so they pay, they keep everything like clean for him.
Right.
But then like, okay, maybe you stepped out of line. All right, so since you stepped out of line, you think you can do this, let me just pull this lid open. Right. Like, oh, remember this? And that's and I think that's really might be what's going on.
Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of stars and stuff that shoot, even with the Epstein list, a lot of celebrities was on that.
Right.
So
what was my man, the Prince from over in England, Prince such and such. What?
Yeah, Harry.
Prince, not Prince Harry. Prince was it Prince Albert or something like that?
Prince Albert.
Yeah, it was.
Is he in a can? Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
But yeah, it was one of the, not Prince Harry. It was one of the older ones. Like around Charles's age. But he was in that mixed up with Epstein, and so it's like, dang, dude, y'all. I mean, this shit runs deep because it's like money is power nowadays, and so anybody looking for the come up, especially females. More so than males. Females, when they want that come up, a lot of them will do anything that you want.
Yep.
And it's really a shame because, you have more power than you think.
Right, yep.
But you know what I mean? You letting people just throw some money at you and all of a sudden you like, okay, which hole you want? You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. I mean, but I really feel sorry for, women who get taken advantage of just looking for a come up. I hope that they, try to teach people better because one thing I hear a lot with women, when they do wrong, they don't really stop their kids from doing that same thing. A lot of them be thinking, well, I did it, so I can't tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And no, that's actually why you should tell them not to do it, because you did something stupid. It's like Jay-Z said, I hope Hov did that, so hopefully you won't have to. You know what I mean? I don't want you to emulate me and I feel guilty. So I say, well, I was a prostitute when I was a kid, so I can't tell you not to do it. You know what I mean?
No.
That's dumb to me, man. And I hate when I hear females say that, because it's like, you should absolutely tell them not to, because look what you've probably been through.
Yep.
You
wouldn't want you wouldn't want your child, especially if you love yourself enough, you wouldn't want your child to, go through those hardships.
Right, exactly. But as far as the T.I. thing, man, like I said, it doesn't look too good for him, only because so many women keep coming out the woodwork. You know what I mean? You'll hear one story, then another. The next thing you know, it's two others. It's all, kind of like the Bill Cosby thing. And it's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes somebody might be on the come up, but still, it's too coincidental to say that something's not true. It's got to be at least a small part of it that's true, if not more. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. But did you want to talk about anything else before we?
Oh yeah, real quick. I want to talk about the 5 mics versus Chuck.
Oh yeah, my bad.
That was on. I listened to a little bit of the clip on the You Know What I Mean Godcast.
Yeah.
Lord Jamar. Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. I think it was really sad, especially. Like I said, there's a lot of things going on in this world.
Right.
And especially we as black people, we really need to, work, even if we have art against each other right now, we really need to work together and build each other up.
Right.
Even though, I mean, and I get it. I understand that they had like their little, I don't have nothing against either one of them. I mean, either one of them don't make me or break me, but it's still kind of disappointing.
Right. Yeah, so, man. But it's really, it's crazy, man. I mean, the whole thing kind of started over the Jay-Z thing, as far as I know. Because my man was like, you always kind of dissing Jay-Z. Why you always dissing him? And basically Choke No Joke actually knows Jay-Z and had a relationship with him in the past. Mm-hmm. Not like that, pause. But, he knows him, you know what I mean? And so over the years, he just, on a personal level, he just says, I don't really like his character. But he admits that lyrically, he's one of the best. He'll tell you quick, I think dope. As far as rapping, he's one of the dopest. But on a personal level, I don't like him. Mm-hmm. And so, basically, so he does actually mention Jay-Z a lot, over that, you know what I mean? Because I have heard him a couple times mention him, just out of nowhere, out of left field, But I guess my dude that knows Jay-Z, the 5 Mics dude, he's basically like, I'm under people that's under Jay-Z, and I kind of know him, so, he ain't like that, so stop dogging him, stop talking about him, and, so that kind of got heated about that.
Well, I mean, and then, too, that's the thing, like, not to cut you off.
No, you good.
That's probably, at that time when Jay was coming up, he probably felt that he had to be like that.
Yeah.
In order to get things done and stuff. But now, like in the position he's at now, he probably look. I mean, then the man's almost 50, so you can't be like that young and you know what I'm saying,
right?
And, like all the time. So like he probably I'm not gonna say he's like, oh, it's gonna be sugar and candy right now. Nah, I know it ain't like that.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure he's like, you know what? It ain't really all that big.
Yeah.
It ain't really that much. Let them do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he probably a little bit more lax,
Yeah.
And making stuff happen for folks. But go ahead.
But no, I'm just gonna say it's out there, y'all can go find it. If you just go to YouTube and put in Choke No Joke and 5 Mics, you'll find it.
My man was like, you give Lord Jamar $1,000. You can speak. Yeah. Now I ain't gonna lie though, he was entertaining, man. That mother was going ham. Yeah. I'm gonna shut up. And he's like, nah, this bitch ass nigga, motherfucking stitch ass nigga. You broke no joke, nigga.
Right.
Not no choke, no joke. Who the fuck is Choke? I'm like, damn.
But Choke is actually kind of heavy, man, from back in the day, so he got a pretty solid past as far as being in the streets, and he actually sold drugs with Jay-Z. He actually knows him on that level. So they had a close knit connection running the streets and stuff like that. So Choke actually does know him. But you know, I don't know, man. It's petty, man. You know what I mean? We definitely don't need that kind of division, especially if it's over a nigga like Jay-Z. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, man, you know, this ain't even worth it. I don't care if it was Rakim. You don't need to be arguing over another man. You know what I mean? Either if you don't like him, cool, that's your business. I can't tell you what not to say and what to say. You know, just because I'm a fan don't mean you got to be. So, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of rappers out there that I like. Howie might be like, well, I don't really care for him. I don't mean what I'm supposed to say. Oh, you a punk ass nigga.
You punk ass nigga. But nah, everybody, it is what it is. Everybody like what they like.
You know? You don't like Vanilla Ice?
Nah, fuck that nigga. I ain't gonna lie, that two extreme, man, I'm pretty dope. Man.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna rock that third base though.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Third base was that group, man.
Yes,
I mean, there was another one that broke up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was mad.
A lot of that probably Search doing, because you know we did that thing. You know, we were talking about how all the lies and stuff that he had, like, yo, that shit was crazy. Like Pete Nice called up, like he was on the Lord Sears, so like, you know, Search was like, yeah, I'm doing this, and yeah, I wrote for Rakim, and you know, and then like Pete was like, man, this motherfucker was a liar. Mother's a liar. Nah, fuck you. We was on Swain. Why didn't you say nothing on Swain? Like, nah, fuck you. And then like Pete was like, yo, you my son. Like he said that, I'm like, God
damn. It's really sad, man. Some bullshit. It's like you ain't got to lie about nothing, man. You know what I mean? Just tell your story. You ain't got to lie about it.
Yeah.
And you don't even stretch the truth. You know what I
mean? Maybe they can all get back together. Him, Pete Nice,
man,
Hammer, Vanilla Ice, do some hip hop shit.
You know, do some hip hop shit. Do another same song joint. You know?
Get Vanilla Ice got
not all same song, all in the same gang. That's what
Vanilla Ice got that little, that shit on HGTV now. You know, building the house.
Yeah, man.
How niggas can show up on the house and shit, building and shit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
It works for him. You know what I mean? So respect. Hammer's still out here doing his thing. He got a couple of commercials here and there. You know.
Yeah, Hammer got a part in Twitter.
And a part in what?
A part in Twitter.
Does he?
Yeah, I think I shared that on the.
So he got like a stock in there.
I think.
Wow,
I think he got. Man. Yeah, he got some type of shit. You know, he did YouTube like that when before YouTube. Got way it is that. Yeah.
That's what's
so
up.
Hammer ain't broke.
Yeah, man. That's the only way you can keep money, man. You got to invest in some stuff. Matter of fact, Nas, I almost forgot. Nas just announced on his social media that he invested as a partner in a restaurant. I can't remember where it is. Maybe somewhere like Miami, I think. But it's, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's written COTE. So I'm assuming Cote or Cody, something like that. Cote, and it's a very high-end restaurant somewhere in like Miami, and Nas is now a partner with them.
Okay,
so I think that's dope, man, because Nas is, he's made some smart investments. He invested in the Ring doorbell security system. I mean, he only put in a couple mil, and then he made back 40 mil off of that when that. When that got bought out.
Wow.
Yeah. So he only gave a handful, and then he got back so much more. So he's done well for himself. But anyway, man, so yeah, man, moral of that Choke No Joke story is don't argue over another man. That shit ain't worth it. You know what I mean? We all gonna have discussions about shit like who's the top 5 and who's the better lyricist, but you should never get to the point where you're ready to come to blows over this shit. You know what I mean? I can't do it. You know what I mean? I don't care how much you could tell me right now Rakim was the worst rapper in the world. I can care less, because I know better. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be heated. Because I mean, like, nigga, you fucking stupid.
Right. I'm still
that's your opinion.
Stupid, but yeah, that's your opinion. I ain't gonna fight you over it. I'm gonna just let you keep looking stupid in front of other people who know better. I'm like, yo, tell them what you told me about Rakim. Go ahead, listen to this dumb shit. You know what I mean?
Word.
Right, and everybody just catch a good laugh on that shit. You know what I mean? So that's what my thing is. Just keep looking stupid if you want.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man. But again, happy Black History Month. We're gonna be trying to do special stuff all throughout the month for Black History. Honoring some of those who've opened a lot of doors for us, and helped us. You know what I mean? Because you gotta acknowledge and respect and pay homage to those who came before you. You know what I mean? So I'll probably be doing something on Rosa Parks since her birthday is coming up tomorrow. So, you know, maybe might do a Lost in Thought about her and her struggles. Because she, and just so you know, she wasn't the only one who did what she did.
Oh, no.
You know, there was other women who did sit-ins on the bus and stuff like that. You know what I mean? She just was the more known one about it. So, but yeah, so that's just one to grow on right there for Black History. So, again, don't forget, like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
Like, share, subscribe.
Brothers and sisters.
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 We almost got enough money for the building.
We got the wow.
We got the school.
We got the school.
We just can't tell you nothing yet.
Dang. They've been painting it.
You know? They're working on the plumbing right now. You know?
We got to get the HVAC.
Got to get that irrigation stuff going, you know? But yeah, we might have to do that, man. Open up a hip hop school one of these days.
Hey, man, they already doing the museum in the Bronx, man. So
I can't wait for that, man, because I got to get back up to New York to check that out, man.
Yeah, but the hip hop school will be dope. And actually, you know what would be really dope if we do it online. Think about it.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I mean,
kind of film it in real time.
I mean, and then on top of that, like, you know, with the whole COVID situation and all that other stuff, so, you know, we would be safe. And, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to worry about, you know, mug spread.
Exactly. Yeah, man, I'm really anxious for that museum, because I know that's going to be a dope project, man, because we need stuff like that. You know?
Oh, yeah, and honestly, that was long overdue.
Yeah, way overdue. Because New York needs to be more like D.C. D.C. has museums everywhere, man. Yep. I mean, they got like 30 freaking museums just in D.C. alone. So it's a lot of stuff, man. You know, when me and my wife went to D.C. a few years back, you know, you go right there on the mall, what they call the mall. And the whole line of buildings is nothing but museums. You know, this is the Museum of the Holocaust. This is the Museum of African History. This is the Museum of such and such history. This is the Museum of Hollywood. You know, it's just so much stuff, man. So, and they're all free. You ain't got to pay nothing. You just walk in and walk out whenever you're ready. You know, that's what I like about places like that, because down here in North Carolina, they feel like they got to charge for everything. You go to the Civil Rights Museum that we talked about earlier that honors the Greensboro Four that did the sit-in, you got to pay for that. You know what I mean? It's a small building, but you still got to pay a good chunk of money. It's somewhere around $15 to get in there, I think.
You're going to get taxed.
Yeah. North Carolina is all about, you got to pay for that. You know, but you go to a big place like D.C. and they like, nah, come on in. You know, that's what I loved about it up there. So, but anyway, man, I think that's pretty much our show today, man. Did you have anything else you want to?
That's it. We're gonna shout out the people that got that, you know, that bought that stock from GameStop.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself in the chin about that shit.
Man, listen, when I heard about that, I was like, you are joking me right now, man. I was like, yo, they pulled off the heist of the century. You know? So shout out to them, man. You gotta give them a shout out, man. But yeah, you know, and it's going to be some more stuff like that happening in the future too.
Oh, man. Yeah.
People is turning the tables on this.
Yeah, we're gonna get it.
But anyway, man, for episode 152, this is your man Kurt for Triad Hip Hop Podcast, and this is
Howie.
And we will see y'all on the next episode. Stay tuned.
Peace.